I see people with mental illness every day.
That's terrible.
That's right. Proposition 1 would use over $6 billion in bonds to provide housing for 11,000 people with mental health needs.
That's a terrible idea.
$6.5 billion for places for people with severe mental illness to be.
A terrible idea.
Ban urban camping wherever possible.
That's not terrible.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. There's something about old man wisdom when old men are able to just sit there and observe the world from the coffee shop or the donut shop or the gas station where I grew up, right? And in Iowa, if you drove by a gas station, it's like 5, 6 a.m. in the morning, there'd be a bunch of old dudes sitting there having their cup of coffee, like talking about and observing the world. When those guys get a microphone, man, real magic happens. And somebody who used to play for the Magic, the Orlando Magic, Shaquille O'Neal, and his co-host, Charles Barkley, are the old men of the NBA broadcast team. And they have such pearls of wisdom that are spoken on camera and that really hit me, quite frankly. Because when you line them all up, you realize that these guys are speaking truth about the way the world is and the way that it operates. And it is unaffected by the political machinations or psyops of the moment. It is simply affected by, well, the way that old men in your neighborhood growing up saw the world. Facts. Experienced reality. And so the lies about, let's say, the state of San Francisco are not affecting Charles Barkley, who made national news headlines during the NBA All-Star game that was last night, talking about San Francisco and the savages of San Francisco, saying that homeless crooks will murder you in San Francisco. You better not walk the streets unless you have a bulletproof vest, he said live on the broadcast of the All-Star game. Hot damn. You're not allowed to say these kind of things, especially as a leftist multimillionaire during a live broadcast. But of course, Charles Barkley is not confined by those rules. Well done. Have a listen.
Hey, Reggie, we love you. Let's not have another All-Star in Indiana. Let's let this be the last one, my friend. Come on, man.
Was it the snow
You spent enough time here, Reggie. You don't need to come back for All-Star.
Was it the minus, the 17 degrees?
Hey, Reggie.
Yes?
If you had a chance of being cold or being around a bunch of homeless crooks in San Francisco, wouldn't you?
Oh, that's crazy. You're not welcome. They're not letting you in. You're not welcome.
We love San Francisco.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
You can't even walk around down there.
Yes, you can walk around.
Yeah, with a bulletproof vest.
Hey, Chuck, you live in Philadelphia, Chuck.
I live in Arizona.
Microphone, it says coffee.
Yeah, you can. With a bulletproof vest. Incredible. And, honestly, just like the old men in your neighborhood, these kind of observances are, of course, based on experienced fact and reality. It was about a year ago when we brought our program to film San Francisco, and we filmed the scourges of San Francisco, but we were caught quite off guard whilst we were in front of Nancy Pelosi's house. We're not trying to harass anyone. She lives on a public street. We're just standing there. Her address is public information. And we were standing there, and we got robbed in front of Pelosi's house. Pelosi lives on a place called Billionaires Row in San Francisco. It's one of the nicest neighborhoods you've ever seen. And we were literally robbed right in front of her house. Nobody put a gun to our face. They just ripped through our car while we were filming a simple stand-up scene, and then took all of my cameraman's gear. Thank God we were filming with most of our expensive gear. But they robbed us in front of Pelosi's place. That, ladies and gentlemen, of course, is experienced empirical fact. San Francisco is a leftist hellhole that has descended entirely into criminality and Marxism. And of course, the Marxists need to have a state of such fear and such terror throughout the streets that people will cry out for a police state, which they are more than happy to allow, as they, of course, shut down all elections and free society. This is the end goal. This is the product of Marxism. It is not the bug. It is the feature. So we've experienced that firsthand. Charles Barkley has experienced that firsthand. And seemingly the people of San Francisco have experienced that firsthand. People of San Francisco are now dealing with pirate raids once more. They do live on the water. Now there are known pirates that are patrolling the water and stealing from people. That's how bad things have gotten. This is how medieval the actual dissension of San Francisco has gotten. Watch.
From shipwrecks to sunken shipyards, littered in trash. This is the sad reality of the Oakland estuary shoreline. Boats torn up, covered in graffiti, abandoned and trashed.
People that are living aboard in marinas are being terrorized by these elements coming in at night in small dinghies. It's gotten to the point of near fistfights on docks.
Brock DeLapp, a 10-year veteran harbor master for both Alameda and Oakland, is sick of it.
So this is examples of some of the illegal anchor outs. You can see that there's one here that's recently sunk, and down at the pier, which is the public fishing pier for the Union Point Park, there's at least 2 sunken vessels.
Oakland police are not providing the I-Team with any specific data, but DeLapp says over the past few months, pirates have been attacking vessels at 5 different locations along the channel, including Jack London Square, the Jack London Aquatic Center, the estuary channel west of the Bayside Hotel, Union Point Park West, and Union Point Park East.
Yeah, okay, so there are now pirates taking to the waters in San Francisco to steal from people. That's how bad the crime, homelessness, and drug addict, delinquency, and degeneracy has gotten. Hey, Reggie, Barkley said, if you have a chance to, of being in cold or being around a bunch of homeless crooks in San Francisco, which would you take? The 60-year-old Alabama native doubling down. You can't even walk around down there, saying if you do walk around down there, you're going to need a bulletproof vest. You know who agrees with Charles Barkley, weirdly? The district attorney. You know the district attorney was robbed in San Francisco? In Oakland, a place right outside of San Francisco. The person who is the top law enforcement official in Oakland, a Soros-funded district attorney, the victim of her own policies and crimes. Check this out.
The DA's role has really no impact on crime.
Oakland police have recently warned residents about a surge in violence, including an uptick in home invasion robberies. Do you feel safe living in Oakland?
Yes, I do. I live in East Oakland even, and I know a lot of people think, oh, that's terrible. I feel safe.
It is not the first time that former forward has criticized San Francisco. During the 2022 Western Conference Finals in Dallas, the roof of the American Airlines Center began to leak. During a brief rain delay, Barkley said, the bad thing about all this rain is it's not raining in San Francisco to clean up all those dirty streets they got there. San Francisco is a great city, but all that dirtiness and homelessness, they got to clean off those streets. Yeah, well, they won't clean off the streets for American citizens, Charles. They only clean off the streets for dictators. Ladies and gentlemen, that's something that Ron DeSantis actually brought up in a debate with Gavin Newsom when he held up the poop map of San Francisco. Check this out.
Well, I'm looking at total time. Governor DeSantis,
look,
about 2 minutes.
He needs it. This is a map of San Francisco. There's a lot of plots on that. You may be asking, what is that plotting? Well, this is an app where they plot the human feces that are found on the streets of San Francisco. And you see how almost the whole thing is covered, because that is what has happened in one of the previous greatest cities this country's ever had. Human feces is now a fact of life, except when a communist dictator comes to town. Then they cleaned up the streets. They lined the streets with Chinese flags.
We don't watch professional basketball. I've never been to an NBA game, so don't care, right? But I do love this style of commentary. I do love the truth-telling that happens with these old-timers like Shaq and Charles Barkley. Check this out. When it came to Shaq talking about vaccine mandates, unbelievably based.
I encourage everybody to be safe and take care of your family. I do. But there's still some people that don't want to take it, and you shouldn't have to be forced to take something that you don't want. So
I don't think people are being forced to take. Well, there are some. I mean, listen, we have a mandate at CBS.
That's force.
We have a mandate at CBS. But my point.
That's force.
But where I wholeheartedly.
That's force.
No, it's not force.
It is force, because if the man don't take it, the man gonna get fired.
Yeah. Amazing. That's just called old man wisdom. Let's have some more of it.
American people, we do a lot of business in China, and they know and understand our values, and we understand their values. And one of our best values here in America is free speech. We're allowed to say what we want to say, and we're allowed to speak up about injustices, and that's just how it goes. And if people don't understand that, that's something that they have to deal with. But, I just thought it was unfortunate for, both parties, and then you got people speaking when they don't know what they're talking about. But Daryl Morey was right. Whenever you see something wrong going on anywhere in the world, you should have the right to say that's not right, and that's what he did. But again, you know, when it comes to business, sometimes you have to tiptoe around things. But again, they understand our values. We understand our values. And here, we have the right to speak, especially with the social media. We're going to say whatever we want to say, when we want to say it.
Well done. This was, of course, when simp for the communist Chinese LeBron James, a despicable anti-American athlete who loves the slave labor that makes his tennis shoes and would never speak out against his handlers inside of the Chinese Communist Party, was saying that we shouldn't speak ill of the Chinese Communist Party. Well done, Shaq. Final little truth bomb here from Charles Barkley. Maybe we shouldn't let people vote. We let them vote in the last election. Look what happened. He said this, of course, while Joe Biden is the resident of the White House.
Yeah, okay. People, we let the fans vote. Look what happened last time they got to vote for president.
All right. Hey now.
Just empirical facts. Empirical facts. Spit out by men, old men with microphones who, well, can't be bullied anymore. And that's wonderful to see. We can't be bullied. That's why you should like, share, and subscribe. We don't think we're old men yet, but hey, we'll be there someday. And you should hop on this channel because you think it's based now. Imagine when I'm 80. It's your boy Benny. See ya.